Hi everyone, let's talk about the Season 26 split experience from a solo's perspective. Probably one of the more balanced patch notes in the past few seasons, so let's jump right into it. One of the main focus of the split, Ashe, has received some nerfs once again. Ashe dash is receiving a cooldown nerf and its dash distance is reduced when not dashing in the direction you are moving, which is a solid change as it lowers her movement skill ceiling while being used by movement players and makes her movement slightly more predictable to fight against. Her tactical no longer deals extra shield damage and its duration and pulling strength are reduced. Frankly, this should have happened months ago. The old snail could gather information, defend choke points, and trap enemies in a fight. Combined with the greedy snare perk, it could quickly burn through an enemy team's resources. After this nerf, even though it is less powerful now, the ability is still pretty useful during fights and feels balanced now. The blue tier perk changes are significant as it have been swapped from dual breach and mark for death to ultimate cooldown and longer reach. This forces player to make a meaningful choice, unlike last patch where dual breach was the obvious pick. Having two ultimates allow an ultimate for aggressive pushes and another ultimate for safe escapes. Now players have to think whether they want an extra 25-meter ultimate range or 30-second less cooldown on their ultimate. From my own experience, choosing ultimate cooldown if you're playing aggressively and choose longer reach if you prefer a better option in rotation and if you're playing on huge map like Olympus. Seer receives significant buffs including a longer scan range, increased scan duration, and a 4-second speed boost upon scanning an enemy. These buffs makes him incredibly powerful for gathering info before the fight starts, showing enemy location during fights while also keeping up with your random teammate that rushes to the enemy without communicating, shifting his role from a recon support character to a recon assault legend. The updated UI is also a major improvement, providing much clearer visual feedback on wherever your scan will connect and if you are aiming near the location of the enemy. Even though the silence duration is significantly nerfed, the 1-second slow and 20-second cooldown on Seer's tactical even out the odds, making it evenly, if not more difficult for enemies to run away after they get scanned by a Seer during a fight, unless your teammate decides to not push the enemy, of course. My main complaint though lies with his ultimate. The new enhanced jumping and double jump are fantastic for aggressive plays, but for god forbid reasons, someone in the development team adds in ADS hovering. Yes, ADS hovering is a very good way to get unexpected angles on the enemy. However, the moment you are aimed down sight in midair, you become a completely stationary target. This can be triggered during common situations like while swinging around a corner, jump peeking with a shotgun, or even during shooting an enemy while tap strafing, which is far too punishing for most situations. A simple fix would be to implement a 2-step activation similar to Ashe dash. This will give player the choice to activate the hover intentionally rather than having it trigger accidentally and get them killed. Despite this flaw, Seer is undeniably strong and likely a must pick in the current rank meta. For his perk, choosing home base and split focus is the only answer here. The first one provides nearly infinite tactical charges inside your ultimate, while the second one increases your tactical charge amount, offering a larger margin for error. In comparison, energizing focus is underwhelming as it only restores 25 shields per tactical head, not per enemy head, making its utility far too limited. Maggie feels much better to play with now thanks to the faster animation on both her tactical and ultimate. The speed pads from her ultimate granting user the fortify buff, same as Gibby and Caustic's passive, which is great for rotation as it removes the slowness and reduces damage from getting hit from bullets. Its lifespan has been reduced to 20 seconds, which makes it harder for other teams to third-party you using your own speed pads. Her perks has also seen some decent changes. Gun now extends her passive and speed boost to pistols and SMGs, which unlocks more aggressive playstyles. Fireball adds a burning trail to a wrecking ball, a concept that sounds great in theory. However, the fire will actually damage Maggie herself, so you need need to be more careful while using the ultimate to do rotations. Personally, I would choose Gun since it is more reliable in fights instead of a fire trail that you will get damage from and enemies may not even get damage from it at all. This patch also tried to make the ultimate more reliable when moving over obstacles, which by playing Maggie a couple of games can confirm that they somewhat successfully achieve it. Ironically though, I've noticed it now bounces off flat surface or obstacle it should go over before, so it seems they might have fixed one issue by introducing another. That is the worst that I ever seen. Caustic Sparrow has also received some minor adjustment. For Caustic, his gas no longer causes aim punch and it requires more tick per damage ramp up. This makes him less frustrating to fight against while preserving his core strength. As for Sparrow, his tactical scan duration is reduced to 12 seconds, his ultimate health is lowered to 400 HP and it now slows both him and his teammates when active. This forces player to be more thoughtful about placement rather than just mindlessly throwing it during a push, despite the ultimate's lower health making it easier for enemies to destroy. For some reason, enemy team in rank just doesn't seem to shoot the ultimate at all, which make the HP nerf irrelevant. Also, the Gold Mag and Assault classes now both require 4 seconds to auto-reload their holster weapon. Now you can't just spray your entire secondary weapon and instantly have the primary weapon reloaded already. One of the core changes in Season 26 is the built-in hop-up system. While this removes the luck factor of finding them, some hop-up like Skull Piercer and Alternator was simply too strong and too easy to get. The increase on point-based unlock requirement in the split makes it significantly harder to obtain these powerful attachments early on, as now in rank I'm facing 4 fewer full auto charge rifles and Skull Piercer 3030s in the first 2 ranks. Our beloved LMG Devotion no longer auto-equips Turbocharger after equipping purple or higher tier attachments, since Turbocharger is now a dedicated hop-up for both Devotion and the Havoc. Personally, I will pick Havoc almost every time, as the Devotion is difficult to unlock Turbocharger early in a match and Havoc is just superior in range of damage and getting damage to unlock hop-up. While mentioning about weapons, the charged rifle and 3030 receive slight nerfs but remain viable in rank. The bow check and RE45 got subtle buffs, though these won't magically make you better if you're struggling with them before the update. Wingman is reverting back to 50 base damage, which is very noticeable as now it takes 4 shots to down a purple armor instead of 5. And then there's Peacekeeper. While technically nerfed by losing accelerator hop up and getting a wider choke spread, you can still 2-pump a full purple armor at close range, combined with the G7 Scout now having access to accelerator and the 3030 is still being annoyingly broken. The gun meta still remains as powerful poke weapons and overpowered Peacekeeper, which really needs a proper nerf. Dealing 100 damage per shot is frustrating to play against, and its ability to choke for mid-range damage makes other shotgun feels useless. That's it for now. If you're confused on some change that I mentioned, watch my last video where I explained the changes a bit more detail. Subscribe if you find this video helpful and comment on what topics you may want me to cover on. Anyways, I'm gone now.